Welcome to the Big Boneyard. Enter at your own risk. Hey, so this is a little different. So in case you thought your calendar was broke or something like that, it's not. We're doing a special episode of the Big Boneyard, and we're doing it from the NCOM Convention, the 2024 NCOM Convention. We're in Kansas City. Where are we at? Missouri. You're going to have to speak up for these folks. Yeah. But so we're in
middle
Kansas
of the bridge.
Yeah, no, it's something like that. We're on the Missouri side of Kansas City. And so you got myself, Big Bone 1%er. Hey, yeah. But then, and of course, you got my man Tate. Tate, what's up, Tate? All right, Tate. And
same old shit, just different day.
Right on. Hey, we got a special guest here. We got doggone Lone Wolf from Lone Wolf. Introduce yourself for the folks.
I'm Hellfighter Lone Wolf. I'm one of the nationals for the ministry. It's a motorcycle ministry. And I actually live in Greenville, Florida.
Yeah.
The national.
Hell yeah.
Mississippi.
Hell yeah. So the national for Hellfighters is out of Greenville, Florida.
No, national's out of Laurel, Mississippi.
Oh, damn it. See, now, why am I lying in front of somebody that's with a motorcycle ministry? I feel kind of bad about that. You know,
I'll pray for you.
Yeah, somebody's got to. But I'll tell you what. Hey, so we've got a lot of folks coming on in. We're actually in a banquet right now, but we wanted to take a minute to say, hey, we're here. We're in Kansas City, and we see a lot of folks watching. Hey, we see Miss Sanders. How you doing, ma'am? Frank, a lot of folks coming on in, and so this is going to be pretty brief, and we're going to come back to this in a little bit. Probably we got a few minutes, so we can chop it up. But let me ask you, Lone Wolf. First of all, what made you come to NCOM this week, or this weekend, rather?
Well, I've got a few reasons. Number one, I've always been part of NCOM, COC, for several years. But this year is kind of special because we're honoring our national president that passed away in February. And this is one that I just couldn't miss. Right
on. Can you say his name at all?
Hellfighter Mike Grubb, California Grubb. California Mike, and
well, rest in peace, sir. Rest in peace. And I'm glad y'all are here for sure. And so how long have y'all been involved with NCOM?
I think we've been involved in NCOM since like 2009.
Okay, so a good long time. Mm-hmm. What does NCOM mean? Like, what's the thing about NCOM that means something to you?
Well, we've always, since we're a ministry, we've always been involved in the unity of the Christian brotherhood. And not only that, I mean, it's
sorry. Oh, as you were saying, I'm sorry.
It's a bigger picture than that. It's about it's about unity amongst all the clubs, really. But I mean, we just want to be able to lift our brothers up in Christ, and and just, you know, the Bible tells us pretty plainly that they'll that we're to love one another. And if we can't love one another, how is Christ going to love us?
Right on. I hear it. And you know, I think a lot of times people don't get a good idea about motorcycle ministries. They think that, oh well, a motorcycle ministry, that's just an excuse to run around and do whatever the heck you want to do without going through the proper channels. But I've found that in most cases, motorcycle ministries, man, y'all cross every T, you're dotting every I, you're riding hard, you're from one state to the next state to the next state. Is that something that do y'all deal with a stigma of thinking that y'all are less than because you're a motorcycle ministry? Does that ever come up?
Well, anytime you put on a 3-piece patch and you go out, not even a 3-piece patch, most people don't even recognize what the difference is between patches. You know, I mean, you got 8% of the people in the whole country that even have a motorcycle. So there's a lot of education out there that they're just lacking of knowing who we are, what the differences are, and whatnot. So yeah, we get stereotyped all the time of being, you know, a bad crowd or in your case a 1%. You know,
do the cops give you a hard time?
You know, for a lot of years we were respected for most of them because they knew that most of the cops know the difference. And but here lately, no. I mean, I've been profiled, and I've been profiled for 2 reasons. Number one, biker, and number one, because I was a veteran.
Okay. Wow.
So
gotcha.
That's starting to go on now.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We're glad that you're here. We're real glad that you're here, and we're going to find out more about as we go on. We're going to find out a lot more about NCOM, how this thing, you know, how this whole thing came about, and what all these folks. Matter of fact, maybe we could do a quick pan. Hey, let me turn your camera on right quick and give us just sort of like a quick pan of the room. Hold on one second. Let's take a look. See. There you go. Let's see here. Let's see. There's a lot of folks. There's a whole lot of folks here. And so, yeah, there's a lot of folks here visiting us. And yeah, this NCOM it's a great time. It's a hell of a great time. But I tell you what, we're going to take a pause for the cause real quick, and we'll be right back, folks. Hang on one sec. I think so. Matter of fact, Tate, talk to the folks for a minute while we take a break. Just for a second.
What do you want me to talk about? All right, so
anything you want.
Anything I want.
I'll be right back.
Phone's always late.
Actually, here, you take a second. Hey, I'll tell you what. No, I told you, don't say that. But I'll tell you what. No, actually, here, you take a minute. Talk to Lone Wolf. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, Lone Wolf, what got you into the motorcycle ministry? Honestly.
Well, I mean, what's your question again?
What got you into the motorcycle ministry?
What brought me into it?
Yeah.
We got some background noise here, but
oh no, you're good. You're good.
Well, I mean, number one, you know, I come to know Christ, and during my salvation and everything, it's kind of a natural thing that you want to share with people what you have, and I love to ride, and so. I mean, I was riding before I got into motorcycle ministry. I was into before I got into motorcycle ministry. I was in the ministry, so it's just kind of a natural thing for me to want to share Christ with bikers.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you get to ride a motorcycle while you do it, so why not?
Absolutely. If I could just find a job that would pay me to do that, that would be great.
Listen, when you find a job that involves riding motorcycles all day, let me know. I'm interested. I got a very good resume. You're actually from Florida, huh?
Yes, sir.
Dang, that's cool. I have a good friend of mine here in Lake County that because I'm in Florida.
Okay.
That actually has his own motorcycle ministry. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Al Paquette,
Say it again.
Reverend Al Paquette.
No, sir.
Okay, he's big in Lake County, and he wrote a book that actually explains what got him into the ministry. He had a rough life. So to hear that there's other people that have like got into, I've never had the chance to like sit down and actually talk to somebody other than Reverend Al about why they got into it. So that's really cool. Um, let's see what else. How long have you been riding?
Uh, Probably, man, I got to think about that. I got to figure out my age here.
Dang,
Probably over 30 years.
that's almost longer than I've been alive.
Tell them my age a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Um, so what would you get into first, motorcycle or ministry?
I've been riding bikes. I've only been saved since like 2001.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's cool. Um, so what are your thoughts on income?
On NCOM,
Yeah, I've never been to one, so
well,
the other person's opinion I've gotten is this guy next to you. And
NCOM is a really good thing to bring clubs together in a peaceful way, in a neutral setting, and talk about how we can fight to keep our rights. I mean, there's these last 5 years have been huge within um, the legalities, I guess, of trying to build up policies and legislature and everything to keep our rights as free as we can get them.
definitely.
Seems like everything's closing in, and we're just having to fight harder and harder to keep them. I mean, if somebody don't stand up for that now, I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, bikes just closed down. Bikes would be gone. I want to tell you this. This is pretty interesting for us as a ministry. In Laurel, Mississippi, we've got what we call Hellfighter USA. We got a bike shop. We got all kinds of stuff running, and all the proceeds go to help guys in the mission to become great men of God. And they're coming out of jail, coming out of prison. They have addictions or whatnot. There's all kinds of diverse backgrounds there, but with what the lawmakers have been trying to do to motorcycles, I'm sitting here thinking, well, we got a bike shop. Well, if we can't buy parts for bikes, if we can't buy equipment to fix bikes, we don't have personnel or customers, or if we can't sell bikes, I mean, where's the money going to come from to help these guys that is part of our ministry?
Yeah.
And that's a big deal.
I completely get that, especially with all the legality BS. I gotta watch what I say. He didn't do a disclaimer. With all the legality BS that's going on, I would encourage you to get in touch with your local ABATE chapter and see if maybe y'all can't work hand in hand, because the legalities is what we're trying to fix.
Hey, speaking of which, a lot of ABATE folks are here from all over the country. Oh, yeah. And one of the things that we were talking about in one of the seminars and another one of the sessions is how motorcycle manufacturers are doing something called planned obsolescence. That means they're going to make a part for that bike for 10 years, and that's it. So 10 years later, you're done. So guess what? We got to get started, but we're going to come back to this as soon as we wrap up the banquet and the award ceremony and stuff. We're going to come back with Lone Wolf and some other guests. In the meantime, hey, peace, love, and hair grease. And thanks for joining us on a special episode of The Big Boneyard. And we'll be back a little bit later on. How's that?
Hell yeah. Let me know.
All right. So, hey, we'll be back in a little bit. Thank y'all.
Welcome to The Big Boneyard. future.